Şimdi İngilizce bir açıklamamızı yapacağız. Arkadaşımız, İlke arkadaşımız bize okuyacak. Sessiz olursak.
Bence duyuluyor ya.
Duyuluyor. Biraz tabii yüksek.
To the members of the press, international human rights organizations, and the people of Boston, we are students, academics, intellectuals, artists, workers, business people, and citizens of Boston hailing from Turkey. We are here in Boston Common to show solidarity with our friends and brothers and sisters in Turkey who have been subject to immense police brutality by the Erdogan AKP administration as a reaction to their non-violent, peaceful protests. Since Monday, May 27, 2013, citizens of Istanbul from all backgrounds have been staging a peaceful resistance in Gezi Park. Gezi Park is the city's most central public park, comparable to Boston Common and Central Park in New York. The protesters' goal was to protect the park, its trees, and landscape from a large project that would transform a public park into a shopping center. The demolition of the park should be recognized as yet another incident of the government's ongoing appropriation and privatization of public and common resources with no respect for public opinion and judiciary process and a lack of participatory democratic culture. Since the peaceful occupation started 4 days ago, Turkish police have repeatedly intervened, with each intervention being more violent than the previous ones. The riot police set occupiers' tents on fire and used tear gas relentlessly, causing serious injuries. Finally, yesterday on May 31st, the police attacks included the use of rubber bullets, in addition to physically beating, ultimately causing the death of at least one protester.
Shame on them!
Shame on them!
Shame on them! Shame on them!
Today, hundreds of thousands of people in Istanbul are resisting the AKP administration's policies, and the brutal attacks on the protesters continue. This is not the first time protests have been met with excessive state violence. Most recently, the Turkish police used unreasonable force to disperse May Day protesters, again attacking a group of peaceful demonstrators in Istanbul's Taksim Square. This disproportionate reaction and outrageous violence by the government against its own citizens cannot be justified in any way. We know that a peaceful demonstration organized to express opinions is a basic constitutional right. We are concerned about the magnitude of human rights violations and the increasing fear and oppression politics in Turkey. The Turkish constitution, much like the American, guarantees the right to peaceful demonstrations and to voice one's opinions about matters of public policy. We are here to reaffirm that the freedom of thought and expression and the differences in opinions are essential in any democratic society. We are here to remind the Turkish government its obligations under international law to respect human rights, including but not limited to women's rights, LGBTQ rights, minority rights, and the right to a sustainable environment. Rights that our brothers and sisters are defending with their lives in Turkey right now. We also condemn the silence of the mainstream media. While we are following the news through social media and foreign news agencies, the silence of Turkey's mainstream media is astonishing as well as extremely concerning. The people of Turkey have a right to see and know the extent of the events, which include thousands of people. We are calling on the international community to support the right of the Turkish people to peaceful assembly and freedom of expression. We demand an immediate end to the oppression and police brutality on the streets and elsewhere. We demand the responsible parties to be held accountable. We demand that social justice be maintained consistent with the people's rights and freedoms. To our friends, brothers and sisters in Turkey, we are outraged by and full of sorrow for the physical, psychological, and cultural trauma that you are subjected to. In solidarity.